Was that more nervous than it needed to be? Just 1-0 against a team that already relegated?
I don't know what in the Premier League what's needed to be. That's a hard one. I think ideally when you get the first goal, you go and score one or two more. When you look at the action from last night with Manchester United and Leicester, the games that are going on, it's so intense at the minute, and we're at a business end. I think you take your 3 points. We didn't give them any real chances in the game. There were lots about our game that I like to be a bit better. We could be quicker with the ball. We could have more rotation. We could cause them more problems. But we defended well enough, and we get our 3 points.
Okay, Nazar Kinsella.
Hi Frank, I think you've already had a lot of questions about Olivier Giroud, but I just thought one aspect of his play that is always good and was good today is the way he links up with the wingers, and particularly Pulisic. You've seen a partnership and a connection developing there between those two?
Yeah, I hope so. I think so. We clearly saw that with the goal, and I was delighted with Christian's movement to run behind on the little angle, because that's what we weren't doing in the early stages in the game. And then Ollie will always be alive in the box for those sort of balls. If you're playing Olivier Giroud, you want to get balls in the box. You need to play to his strengths, and he gets a really good goal. But the link up is good. Generally, it could have been better. A lot of balls went astray for us today, when normally we're a bit slicker with the passing. But again, job done.
Duncan Wright. Unmute yourself, Dunk.
Sorry, Frank, it was taking me ages to get in there. Good result for you today. Obviously, I think it's 4 points you need from the remaining matches. Is it a case of bottle now for your side?
No. I mean, I keep talking about mentality, and I don't like the word bottle too much, but when you're coming up against Liverpool away and Wolves at home, there's just two really good opponents. So, we just have to focus on those games one by one, prepare right, show the right attitude. I thought we showed it today in a way. Those two games will look completely different to what tonight did. But I would, rather than talk about bottle, I want to talk about focus, and I want to talk about attitude, and then hopefully we have enough to get through, but it's going to be tough.
Aidan McGee. Just unmute yourself, Aidan.
Sorry. Frank, did the players have a little bit of a lift going into the game, given that really big goal by Southampton last night? I know you had to win anyway, but I'm sure it gave them a little bit of a boost, didn't it?
I actually didn't speak to him about it today, because I think I had mentioned other games around us. We all saw the game. I don't think I have to say that to them today. We know that if a team around you has a moment like that, you want to capitalise. We've failed to do so at other times in the season, and all I wanted to do was make sure that we did our job tonight. And I felt tonight was about us. If we, against a team that's just been relegated, with all due respect, here at home, if we get our job done right, we get the 3 points, and we did do that.
Jack Rathborne.
Hi Frank. Just wanted to ask you about your thoughts on how you controlled the end of the game. Obviously didn't get the second goal, and how that has been a theme throughout the season. How do you assess how your team controlled the end of the game?
Yeah, we controlled it well. One of the things I was pretty pleased with, I made a couple of changes and moved Aspie over to the other side. They brought Buendia on, who's a dangerous player who comes off the line. And I just, we were attacking a fair bit still down the sides, and I just felt that it was time for security of pass. We had 10 or 15 minutes sort of midway through the second half where we got sloppy again and we got slow and we passed back on ourselves. It's a trait that we have that comes back in our game. But we got out of that and we finished it well.
Okay, last two, Nick Purewell and then Tim Maguire.
Hi Frank, obviously Ruben started tonight and is looking sharper all the time. Now that he's sort of putting his injuries behind him, towards for the end of this season and next, could he be almost like a new signing for you?
Yeah, I hope so. It's difficult for Ruben right now because of how long he's had out and because of the stop-start of lockdown and restart. But he's worked really, really hard to get to where he's at now, and in terms of his body and his fitness, and we have to give him a little bit of credit here and a bit of time. These games now, he started today, he's made little impacts along the way. It may look like that for him in his next few games, but what I want is a Ruben firing and straight out the blocks for pre-season and next season, because I know the talent that he has, I know what he can bring us. It's just very individual, it's different to what the rest of the squad bring us with his physicality and his touch on the ball. So I'm pleased he's backing around it. Those minutes are doing really good.
And last question, Tim Maguire.
Yeah, hi Frank. I just wanted to ask, obviously, this has been a unique season for so many reasons. And obviously, as a first-year coach at Chelsea yourself, it's obviously been a tough challenge, dealing with everything that's happened. But I just wanted to know that considering you've got your top four chances, your top four fates in your hands, you're still in 2 cup competitions, how do you assess where this squad is at and the development that you've seen over this year?
Well, I think we can be pretty happy with where we're at right now. Now, I don't want to jump the gun because we have games that are going to be really pivotal on where we actually finish. But if we would have said we would have been in third and contesting like we are, and in the FA Cup and Champions League, I know it's going to be really tough, but we got through the group stage. And you see the transition of the team and the youth and the issues we've had. A lot of our players were on loan last year, and some of them, most of those in the Championship. I think we can be pretty happy, but I really do feel like there's a lot of work to do. I don't think we should get overly excited. The gap is clear with Liverpool and Manchester City in terms of points. We are in a situation here where we're in a work in progress, and there is a lot to do. So I'm happy, and I want a lot more. And when we come back for the start of next season, however this season ends, we have to tackle it and say, can we start closing that gap? And it's going to be a tough job.
Okay, that's it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.